Hi, it's Amy, nutritionist, health, and lifestyle coach. I needed to pop on really quickly because I'm just kind of excited. I'm actually in between clients, but I just met with one of my most excellent clients. And I have to say, everybody says feel it. You should feel grateful, or hopefully you feel grateful during your day. I have to say, the people that I get to meet and spend time with because of what I do is I am so grateful. They are so inspiring. I'm inspired regularly by the people that I spend time with and work with. Anyway, my most excellent client today, we are going into week 4, and this is when I like to check in and ask, are you getting bored? Because the first couple of weeks it's exciting and you want to be eating right and cutting out the bad things, and so it's fun. But after week 3 you're kind of eating the same old stuff, which is quite delicious, don't get me wrong. But maybe you're starting to think, ooh, I'd love a sandwich, or ooh, wouldn't some pasta be good? Or there's just little things, maybe ideas creep back into your head. And this is a place, again, where people can kind of fall apart because they don't know how to create the diversity that they need. So there are, you can pretty much make anything low carb these days. And I do not advocate that. I do not think that that is how you should approach a low carb diet or a low sugar lifestyle. You should not try to take the food that kind of caused all your trouble and convert it into low carb versions. So don't build the foundation of your new lifestyle on old ideas about food. So you need to kind of break free of that. And that's what happens in the first few weeks when you're enjoying your proteins and your non-starchy vegetables. And oh my gosh, you can eat fat, really delicious fats. That's all great. But, as you progress into this lifestyle, you kind of get tired. Do I really need to eat eggs again today? And that's fine, and that's real. So this is when, if you know how to do it, you can diversify. Maybe you learn how to make a low carb seed bread. So it's a bread. You're not using any grain flours. And in the seed bread case, we're not using any nut flours, which I really like. Maybe you're going to add in some different kinds of noodles. So, of course, everybody's probably at this point familiar with zoodles, which are zucchini noodles, and also maybe even using spaghetti squash, which is my favorite. But there's other choices for noodles as well. So I just went to the store because my client and I were talking about this, so I wanted to grab some samples for her. And I pulled up the 3 noodles that I grabbed. So Kelp Noodles, which are these. Again, I'm terrible at this camera thing. So these Kelp Noodles, these are my favorite. I love these. I always say they look like those little kid plastic bracelets. They're see-through. But they don't have any flavor. They don't have any odor. And they're al dente, so they never get super soft. In fact, the recipe on the back of here is kelp noodles with pesto, and they say to put it all in the food processor and mash it together, which I've never done, and I'm going to try that. That sounds really good. The other one that my daughter really likes are the Miracle Noodles, which you may or may not be familiar with. And these are softer, and I think they have a little bit of a smell. So when they come out of the package, you rinse them, and then they're kind of flavorless. But my mom makes noodles really mushy. So my kids grew up eating smushy spaghetti. So my daughter loves these because they're smushy. But this is another great option. And I will put in the comments what's in these, or maybe I think I'll just write a blog post and write down what's in each of them and the calories. They're basically 0 carbs, virtually 0 calories. This one in particular is 0 everything. Purified water, konjac flour, I don't know how to say it, sorry, and then some lime water for these. And the kelp noodles are kelp, so a sea vegetable, which is excellent, super good for you, good nutrient. And then this is one I haven't tried before. It's called Better Than Noodles. And this is a kind of a high fiber option. Ooh, there we go. Because this one is purified water, organic. I think it's that cone. I don't know. It's another funny name. Flour, and then organic oat fiber. So this is, it says 6 carbs and 6 fibers. So this is a good fiber choice if you're concerned that you're not getting enough fiber on your low carb diet. But anyway, these are all 3 different options for noodles. So you can do spaghetti and meatballs. You can do you can do shrimp scampi. You can do the pesto, so all kinds of stuff. There's a pad thai recipe that we like to make, and I'll use the kelp noodles, and I kind of actually do a combo of kelp noodles and spaghetti squash. Oh my gosh. So hi Keith, hi Margaret. So I just wanted to, I was thinking about my client and what we were talking about today and about getting bored and then adding some interesting foods. So it's been 3 weeks and she has done 0 fat bombs, and she decided to try a fat bomb for breakfast because she was tired of the eggs, and it's working for her. So right now that fat bomb is working. It's not messing up her macros. It's not messing up her progress. And that's what you have to do when you start adding stuff. If you start to use nut flours and you start making some breads, you want to watch your body and you want to see how you react to those things. Because it might work just fine for you. But if you notice that you start to backslide and you're not getting the progress that you were getting, then you need to take a relook at those things that you've kind of added in that tend to be energy dense. So anything you're going to make with nut flour is going to be energy dense, typically, so more calories, less nutrients. And nut flours are tricky, so you can eat a handful of nuts and they will have a different impact on your blood sugar and insulin than a nut flour. So a nut flour is manufactured and processed, and we absorb it much more quickly. So keep that in mind. Even if the label says the same thing for carbohydrates and fibers, your body's reaction to it is a little bit different. So again, these are things that definitely you can add in, and you want to start adding things in for, to keep it diverse and interesting, but you have to watch your body and you have to see what works for you. And so yet another shout out to my amazing client this morning. She's just starting week 4 and she's already lost just about 10 pounds and she's eating great food. We're watching because your appetite tends to fall off. So we're trying to make sure that doesn't dip too far. But it's funny because I think when you're in it, you think, oh, it's only been 10 pounds. But seriously, if anyone came up to you and said, oh, I've only lost 10 pounds this month, wouldn't you be like, what? 10 pounds. So excellent. And again, not dieting, eating really delicious food, cheese, eggs, meats, vegetables, olive oil, butter, all of that, and losing 10 pounds. And feeling very full to the point where, like I said, the appetite is starting to fall off. And so I'm watching it to make sure she's not eating too little. But as long as my clients are happy and feeling satisfied, not hungry, not craving, then we don't worry about it. We just watch and monitor. So anyway, I will write a quick blog post about noodle options. I'll include zoodles and I'll include spaghetti squash. And I'll write down these products that I would just showed you and what's in them and what that means, like what the ingredients are. And that way you'll have a little list of stuff you can do if you want to have a noodle dish. And once I get that blog post written, I'll put it in the comments and you can link to it that way. Also, if you have something that you want to add to my list, please write it in the comments so that I can check it out and maybe add it to my blog post. So the more we can share, the better. There's always great new things coming out, and I'm not entirely on top of all of it because, quite frankly, I live in Northern California. We don't have a lot of great shopping. No Whole Foods here. So if you guys run into stuff, you have to let me know so I can share. So anyway, thanks for popping in. And Margaret, thanks so much that you like the lives. I appreciate that. It makes it fun for me to do. I am off. I have to go meet my next client. So if I come up with any other cool things I want to share this week, I will be back on. All right. Bye-bye.